clients that I work with who are recommitting to their relationship after infidelity go through a process. And I realize that one part of that process is the idea that they're most curious about how long it's going to take. When they first come in, they're so overwhelmed, depending on what stage they come in, that they just need something to hang on to it. So I have a checklist or a plan of what I'm going to call the pain of infidelity, like the process, how long it lasts, and what you can expect if you're one of those partners, one of those couples who is going to try and work through the recovery stage of an affair. So there's 4 stages, and so let's just go through these now. The first stage is called the discovery stage, and that is the first 0 to 6 weeks post infidelity. This is the time after you first find out that your partner has cheated. And as you can expect, there's all kinds of chaos, there's confusion, there's anger, there's slamming doors, there's get out, there's throwing of things. People are really upset. And that is typical for the first 0 to 6 weeks. During this time, it's a primary time, an important time for people to turn to therapy. The sooner you get into therapy, the more likely you're going to minimize the reactions in this stage, and you're going to be able to start the next stage sooner. And the next stage starts at 6 months, and it's called the reaction stage. The reaction stage is where the grieving really begins and occurs and continues. The reaction stage is when you grieve because your old marriage as you know it is broken. Some even say it's dead. You're not sure you'll be able to forgive your partner. You're so overwhelmed with sadness. If you don't feel sad, you're probably mad. You're probably angry. Anger oftentimes will manifest as a buffer for the sadness underneath it. Some people are more prone to anger, and they react with anger because they don't want to face the sadness. The sadness is overwhelming. You may find it hard to get out of bed. The sadness begins at 6 months, and it usually will continue. It's happened usually in some relationships that are getting help. It happened right at week 12, at the 3-month marker, because they were already moving into that with a therapist. But if you're not in therapy, you're going to feel the real heartbreak at 6 months. And this is basically if people have already decided, I can't do this, I'm just going to file for divorce. And so that's why I don't like it when couples go quickly after cheating and end up divorcing quickly, because I think you should go through this stage before you've ended your relationship, because basically there is a chance through this grieving process that you can even come into touch with what happened to you in the past, ways that you failed, and it might help you go into the next stage, which is the release stage. The release stage is 9 to 12 months. Now we're talking 12 months after infidelity. That's still a year. A lot of people are already divorced by then, and it's not a good idea to divorce so quickly. And unless there was abuse, there's no reason for it. It's going to be better if you take the full year so you can go through it. And really, sometimes there's things you can salvage, and you may be able to work this marriage out. The release stage is when you've discovered that the issues within the infidelity, how long the issues had been going on, what was happening to the marriage, and prior to the infidelity. And many times when couples are in therapy during this stage, remember, it's one partner's bad choice to cheat, but many times the marriage was having problems. It doesn't give them permission. It's not a rationalization to cheat. There are many options you could choose besides cheating. But when cheating happened, there were issues that needed to be resolved in that marriage before it happened. And I think this 9 to 12 months is so important. If you're with a therapist, they're going to help with this, because they're going to say, you know, this is a release stage, and now we have to start talking about this. What is broken? What was broken? Because remember, you're not going back to the old marriage if you stay into it. You're going back to a new, more aware marriage. It's never going to feel like the old marriage. Your trust is never going to be as easy as it was before. That doesn't mean you can't develop again. It doesn't mean you can't have a stronger marriage than you had before the cheating. It doesn't mean you can't trust your partner. It's just that after someone has been betrayed, it's a long, 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 long time before they fully embrace and trust again. And then the last stage, if you decide to go forward and continue a new and improved relationship, is the recommitment. And this is when the couple really goes through what they've done in the past, what was, you know, owned their responsibility, their part, has really fully apologized, been so hurt by hurting their partner's been able to forgive them, or at least be in the process of forgiving, and then they recommit. So what do I think? I think that since 2/3 of all my couples do recommit, that there is a good chance that the two of you can work it out. Don't rush the divorce. Don't rush your reactions. Allow reactions, but don't rush them or assume what they mean when they're just impulses coming out by uncontrolled sadness, anger, resentment, whatever they are. Talk to a professional licensed therapist who can really help you move forward so you can love again. Because moving forward is only an option if you can love and create and coexist peacefully and lovingly, being each other's best, better half, better person, because you love each other. If this video was helpful for you, please subscribe. And once again, thank you to all my subscribers who faithfully stay with me so I can continue to create.